The academic mace is a part of a tradition which finds its origin in the ancient battle mace. You might say the battle mace was a symbol of authority, a swagger stick carried by a military general officer, and a scepter wielded by royalty are similar symbols of authority. Thus, the academic mace is a symbol of the authority of the college to confer a degree. A description of our academic mace starts with that small ball at the very bottom, representing the kernel of the idea from which the Burrell College has grown. The shaft of the mace represents the student body. At the very bottom of the shaft are 4 rings, embracing new students entering the college's culture of fostering the 4 elements of lifelong learning, compassion, respect, and excellence. Continuing up the shaft of the mace, there are 4 separate rings. The first represents first-year students studying basic biomedical science with clinical correlates. The second of those rings represents second-year students as they expand their education into the pathophysiologic and pharmacologic aspects of biomedical sciences and learning through a foundational education in clinical medicine and disease. The remaining 2 rings represent third and fourth-year students as they incorporate classroom and laboratory education into patient care, as well as determining and refining their ability to be compassionate and understanding osteopathic physicians. Of special note are the rings themselves, crafted by a Native American jeweler of silver and turquoise, emblematic of New Mexico and incorporated into this wood mace of pecan. The 3 rings together at the top of the shaft represent the mission of the Burrell College, that students will learn how to improve people's health in the Southwest United States and Northern Mexico through culturally humble undergraduate, graduate, and continuing osteopathic education, research, and clinical service to the community. The 2 larger rings between the shaft and the round crown of the mace represent the vision of the Burrell College to be recognized for significantly impacting the physician workforce needs of the Southwest and access to quality medical services, as well as to be a leader in increasing workforce diversity, particularly with Native American and Hispanic populations. The crown of the mace represents the faculty and staff of the college and displays a silver medallion on one side with the symbol of the college and another silver medallion on the other side with the Zia symbol, a widely recognized symbol of New Mexico, used with permission of the Zia Pueblo. The finial at the top of the mace points to the future of the Burrell College, the future of each student, faculty, and staff member, and the future of the people of New Mexico and the Southwest United States as it is improved and enhanced through the presence of our college.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the college's Board of Trustees, faculty, and staff, it is my privilege and honor to welcome our 2021 graduates, their families, and their friends to our virtual commencement ceremony. To begin our ceremony, I would like to invite Deja Ajour, a local high school student, to perform our national anthem. Please welcome Deja Ajour.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Deja, for that beautiful rendition of our national anthem. I would now like to welcome Dr. Oliver Hayes, Associate Dean of Graduate Medical Education, to lead us in today's opening invocation. Please welcome Dr. Hayes.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to first offer my congratulations to all of our graduates today. Our president, Mr. John Hummer, asked if I would provide the invocation for graduation. At the very first white coat ceremony, our person who was going to do the invocation did not show up, and I stepped up and did that, and ever since then he's asked me to do that. So I'm very appreciative of that. Regardless of your religious tradition, I would ask you to please bow your heads. God of joy and hope, we thank you for this time of graduation. We ask for your hand to be upon all those who graduate today. Bless their lives with goodness and hope. Help them to stay true to their dreams, to use their gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and determination. During this period of the pandemic and disruption and anxiety, encourage all of us to use this time as an opportunity to deepen our spiritual and intellectual gifts. As their graduates become frontline healthcare workers, we thank you for the vocational call to serve others, but we also ask for them. Keep them safe and healthy. Keep their families safe and healthy. Help them to be knowledgeable about the diagnosis and treatment of disease. Help them to stay clear-minded in the midst of chaos. Deliver them from anxiety for their own loved ones. Give them compassion for every patient in their care. Provide for them, particularly if they fall ill. Help each graduate to provide health care to exhibit extraordinary peace, so many would ask the reason for their hope. In closing, I would like to provide a blessing to our graduates from my own religious tradition, which is Judeo-Christian. It comes from the Bible, the Old Testament book of Numbers. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Hayes, for your words of inspiration. And thank you, everyone who has joined us online. It certainly was not our first choice to conduct our second commencement ceremony virtually. We are incredibly proud of the adaptability and the resiliency of our class of 2021. While we had hoped that we would all gather together to celebrate the success of the class of 2021, the circumstances brought forth by COVID-19 prevented this opportunity. In spite of those circumstances, we are honored to be able to celebrate each of you and your many achievements, triumphs, and successes. To the class of 2021, congratulations. You have made it through medical school, an incredible feat, and have done so during a worldwide pandemic filled with unconventional changes, challenges, and obstacles. And through it all, you persevered. To reach this point, you had to pivot, adapt, reimagine, and reshape what it means to be a medical student. I am proud to say that you and your fellow classmates succeeded and are on your way to bettering the world as osteopathic physicians. Each and every member of the Burrell family and staff is beaming with pride today. for each of you, our graduates. We are impressed at the growth we have witnessed in your time as medical students. I would like to take a moment to extend my sincere thanks to the entire Burrell team for teaching, advising, assisting, and mentoring the class of 2021. Thank you for putting your all into helping our students succeed. Once again, to the class of 2021, I extend my congratulations. Each of you entered our college as a student, but today you will be leaving as doctors, osteopathic physicians. As you continue your medical education in your residency, know that the entire college is behind you, applauding every accomplishment yet to come. At this time, I'd like to invite Bob Wingo, Chairman of our Board of Trustees, to the podium.
It's an honor to share this exciting time with each of you. Let me start by thanking John Hummer, President of BCOM, Dean Peratt, our incredible staff and faculty, and the Board of Directors. Saying we are proud of your accomplishments is an understatement. This is truly an amazing day, the beginning of the next chapter in your medical school journey. Although I have not experienced the anxiety, the long nights with little sleep, the never-ending assignments, I truly respect your commitment and determination. Instead of a long speech, I thought I would share a few nuggets, or shall I say foods for thought. As you reflect on the next chapter in your journey, don't forget to be humble. Become the best at your profession. Be a great human being, and always give back to your chosen communities. Make sure you have a plan. Be flexible with your plan because the world is ever-changing. Develop and keep relationships. Connectivity is a key ingredient to success. In 20 years, much of what you've learned here will have evolved. Make sure you develop resilience. Many of us are not born with patience, but it's something that we have to develop. Always think carefully before you speak, before you make those final commitments. You must master the ever-changing technology in your future without losing the critical human touch. Dealing with rising healthcare costs and complex healthcare systems will be the norm. And most important, creating health equity for all people and all communities. Let me share that one more time. Creating health equity for all people and all communities. Each of you will one day have many stories about patients that you will never forget. Be sure to share these life lessons. I am sure the investment you've made thus far will continue to pay dividends in the future. On the next chapter of your journey, just be prepared for each step of the way. I'm looking forward to one day seeing many of you back in this region as practicing physicians. Always look through life through your own eyes and not the eyes of others. It's your journey. Enjoy every step, and most of all, best of luck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is now my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. David Scrace. Dr. Scrace serves as the Cabinet Secretary for the Health and Human Services Department of New Mexico. Dr. Scrace is also a professor of internal medicine and geriatrics at the University of New Mexico School of Medicine. He has years of experience both in medical education as well as healthcare administration. For the past 3 years, Dr. Scrace has worked with the New Mexico Medicaid program, focusing on the enhancement of hepatitis C treatment for Medicaid members. Throughout his time as a health administrator and educator, Dr. Scrace has also provided decades of hands-on patient care as a primary care physician. Of particular note, in addition to his other responsibilities, Dr. Scrace has worked countless hours during the pandemic and has provided outstanding medical direction and service to our state. Over the past several years, We have also had the pleasure to work with Dr. Scrace as he has spearheaded efforts to increase funding in New Mexico for more residency programs. Dr. Scrace earned his medical degree at the University of Michigan and completed his residency in internal medicine at St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital in Ann Arbor. He also holds a master's degree in health services administration from the University of Michigan School of Public Health. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Scrace.
Good afternoon. I'd like to begin by thanking John Hummer, the president of Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine, Dean Bill Peratt, who's dean and chief academic officer, all of the Burrell Board of Trustees, all the faculty, all the staff, and lastly, you graduates and friends and families. I really appreciate the honor of speaking to all of you on this auspicious occasion. I also want to provide greetings from the governor. I mentioned to her yesterday that I'd be speaking to the class, actually in recorded format, and she said be sure to say hello to them from me, congratulate them on their success. You may be aware the governor was the first graduation speaker for Burrell College last year, so it's a double honor for me to follow in her footsteps. First, let me congratulate you on the choice of a calling which offers a combination of intellectual and moral interests found in no other profession and not met with at all in the common pursuits of life. Now, that was a quote from Sir William Osler, who was one of the founders of modern medicine. And yeah, I know it's like over 100 years old, and I promise that everything else after this will be more current, but it's true. The medicine is an incredibly satisfying profession. I'm delighted to welcome you all officially into it as you receive your diplomas today. There are three things I want to do today in this little short speech. One is to just talk a little bit about the history of the pandemic and what it's going to mean for the future, and then give you all some general advice, and then lastly, challenge you all in one way or another going forward. So the history, you're the second graduating class in the coronavirus pandemic, but the first to spend a full year inside of that pandemic. You've spent significant clinical time fighting this virus. Here in New Mexico, we've had over 196,000 cases, almost 14,000 people hospitalized, and over 4,000 deaths since March of 2020. And I'm sure you all have really felt the impact of the 23% death rate of those who enter the hospital and the 60% death rate of those who go into the ICU. No other disease with this kind of frequency has that kind of mortality rate, not heart attack, not stroke, nothing else. And it's been a weight and a difficulty for everyone, including, I'm sure, all of you in your training. You kind of probably had your fourth year pretty much hijacked by the public health agenda and the pandemic response. And I'm personally grateful on behalf of the state of New Mexico for all the extra work you did. I also know that some of you had to learn things that you'd normally learn at the bedside or in an examination room, face-to-face with a patient. But during the pandemic, you had to do that on Zoom. And I thank you for that sacrifice as well. You know, I've worked with almost all of New Mexico's healthcare leaders over the past year, and there's a tremendous toll that the pandemic has taken on folks in healthcare. The hours we've worked, the need for this extensive PPE, despite the fact that we had a PPE shortage. So, most people didn't get a vacation or a break until really recently. We've had to dramatically increase the number of ICU beds we have in the state, and I've been aware and seen many outbreaks amongst healthcare staff as well, where they themselves got the virus. And so we got to the point in December where we were hours away of having to decide about rationing care, having to decide that some people just wouldn't be able to have an ICU bed because every single bed is full. And that is very, very stressful. And then at the exact same moment that was going on in December, the vaccinations for coronavirus came out. And healthcare workers, we were privileged to get those vaccines first. Then they were given to our most vulnerable patients and now are available basically to everyone in New Mexico who wants a vaccine. The technology is amazing. It has a very, very high effectiveness rate. I got to personally witness healthcare workers giving the vaccine, and the lifting of spirits and the enthusiasm was sort of a redeeming experience for so many of us who worked so hard for so long fighting this horrible virus and seeing the devastating effects very, very close to our nature as physicians to be able to be part of what prevents this disease in the future. And I know if you had that experience, and I hope you all did, that you took just as much away from it as I did as well. I think we're starting to feel like here in New Mexico, we're getting close to the end of the pandemic, that it's coming soon. At least that viral spread part of it, given our success in vaccines. And we, in fact, are a world leader in vaccination here in New Mexico, the number one state in terms of getting the vaccine out and getting people fully immunized. And despite the fact that 500 million vaccine doses have been administered worldwide, more than 75% of those doses went to the world's richest countries. There's huge international variation in the distribution, and there are 85 countries that may not even see a dose of vaccine until 2023. And then you'd think that the tide would be dramatically turning. Here we are, rapidly vaccinating a significant number of people in the world, and yet the world saw more cases on April 21st of this year, over 900,000, than any other day since the pandemic began. And we're seeing uncontrolled spread and devastation, really, in India, Turkey, Peru, Brazil, and other countries around the globe. And in addition, even when the viral spread is controlled, we're going to inherit a significant number of sicker patients coming to our clinics and hospitals during your residency training with higher severity of illnesses as a result of not getting health care or delaying that health care. We know that 76% of those people had one or more chronic health conditions. A survey recently showed that about a third of those adults reported that those delays worsened one or more of their health conditions or limited their abilities to work or perform other daily activities. So we're going to see a surge of need for healthcare, just as you all are starting and going through and completing your residency training. You know, these non-viral effects of the pandemic could linger for years. There's unemployment, the inability to find affordable health insurance, homelessness, substance use. All of these have become worse and will be worse for some period of time. And your experience of your internships and residencies will be radically different than any class graduating from any medical school prior to this. So you might be sitting there thinking, wow, this is a lot of responsibility. How are we going to handle all of this? So this is the part where we come to the advice. And I'm going to give you some advice that may or may not help you. I had a mentor when I first started. His name was Rudy Reichert. He was a cardiologist, very wise man. And he said, you know, the trouble with advice is that you don't really know if it's any good unless you take it. And so with that caveat, I want to give you some advice today. And that is, I want you all to get really good at taking care of yourselves. And I have some ideas about things you could do and ways to think about that to get yourself started. So first, go back and revisit those original motivations you had to become a physician. What did you hope to achieve? What sort of relationships did you want to have with your patients? How did you believe you might be perceived by those patients or by your family or your friends or your community? Recall that original vision you had of becoming a doctor, and then think about the extent to which your medical training, particularly in the midst of this pandemic, has affected those goals and aspirations. Do relationships that you have with patients seem more important to you now than they did before you started, or less? And speaking of relationships, do your relationships with the people close to you seem better or worse than before you started medical school? And then just really acknowledge and talk about how difficult this medical training has been for you. Sometimes we become habituated to the hours and the horrible diet and the sleep deprivation and lack of exercise and the lack of time that we have with family and friends. I personally became quite used to that. It has a way of hardening us. We think, well, I just have to do this so I can survive and get through it all. And that it has its toll, though. A poll last week surveying healthcare workers shows that many are burned out by the pandemic, that 3 in 10 are seriously considering leaving their profession. So acknowledging that stress and that strain that medical training plus the pandemic has put on you, your families, your relationships, your communities, it's a great place to start. There's a very real way that we've given up our own lives in order to learn how to save the lives of others. And while that's noble and it can be an effective short-term strategy, it's not sustainable for an entire career. And I stand here today as evidence that it's not completely sustainable. On top of all of that, some of you could be a member of a marginalized community or minority group and have been disproportionately more likely to experience discrimination, bias, and even violence. Graduating with a medical degree will not erase those historical differences in privilege you've experienced because of your identity. And so taking care of yourself in an environment like that can even be a greater challenge to you. But to start and maintain a career of caring for others, we have to embark today on a career of caring for ourselves as well. And that will include, as every one of you will tell many patients many times a day, a good diet, the right amount of sleep, a good exercise program, spending time with family and friends. I read a book about 15 years ago called How Full Is Your Bucket? And it was a great book. And it talks about the fact and this analogy that we each carried around a bucket. And in that bucket is, if it's full, we have a ladle and we scoop out to other people every day the love and joy and kindness and healing and knowledge that we have. And in medicine, this is particularly apt because we scoop a lot out of our bucket every day. And the point of the book was that we all had to get good at filling that bucket every morning. Because if you only have 3 drops at the bottom of a rusty bucket, you will be done with that 5 minutes in to your first patient of the day. And so this idea of filling our buckets is something I think that particularly young physicians need to learn. And this is going to be hard to do during your internship and residency, where you'll be even busier than you've been now. But one thing you might think about, is there one thing I could do on that list, or something else even? Like, should I meditate every day, even if it's for 3 minutes? Just something to do to begin that process of refilling your own bucket can really, really help you. And it will last you for more than 40 years of your upcoming medical career. So that was the advice part. Last is the challenge. And then I'm done. You all here in southern New Mexico have made tremendous progress working with the state to catch up on coronavirus immunization rates in Doña Ana County. You were far below the state average, and now you're just above it. So great work, everyone who's been involved, and keep that up. Keep helping us to vaccinate New Mexicans. Second, there's an active campaign against the vaccine, like ads against the vaccine even, just as there's been an active campaign against science in general since the beginning of the pandemic. And whether you know it or not, when you get your diploma today, you also become an official spokesperson for science in your community. You're a trusted authority, and trust me, I need all of your help in that to get us through the rest of this pandemic phase. Lastly, New Mexico has the highest social vulnerability index, the most disadvantaged population in the United States. And, we have the highest percent of low-income people and underserved populations. How can you help us with that? Well, one piece of advice: if you're staying in our state for your residency, it's great to have you here and have you continue to stay. But stay around after that. Practice here in our state and help us meet the challenges that we face in caring for our underserved population. On the other hand, if you're going out of state to somewhere else for your residency, return to us here in New Mexico. Number one, wherever you're doing your residency, the weather's not going to be anywhere near as good. The chili won't be as hot. The climate won't be as supportive, and the beauty will not be higher than you can get every day here. So come back to our land of enchantment. Rejoin our efforts to help people to become happier and healthier. I just want to close with a quote from Maya Angelou, who said, as you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and the other for helping others. You know, each of us can learn to help ourselves and take better care of ourselves. And when we do that and fill our own buckets, we're going to be able to help many other patients to do that same thing, to take their better care of themselves and to live happier and healthier lives. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. I apologize I have to be here on video today. Congratulations to all of you. I wish you nothing but the best in your future career, serving the people of New Mexico and wherever your path takes you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Scrace, for your inspiring message. And again, thank you for your tremendous service this past year, providing strong leadership to all of us during this pandemic. I would now like to invite to the stage someone many of you know very well. Please join me in welcoming your colleague and the class of 2021 Student Government Association President, Anita Shrivastava.
Thank you, President Hummer. Fellow classmates, families, and friends, it is with great honor, excitement, and joy that I welcome you all to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2021. It's hard to believe that it has been 4 years since we all stood together with our donned white coats, hand in hand, swaying to De Colores. Excited, slightly nervous, but ready to begin our medical school journey. And oh, what a journey it has been. The products of this journey can be packed into a bag as tools for the new journey that lies ahead. Kind of like the medical bags that doctors used in the past. Many lessons were learned, but with that we found strength we did not have, skills we had not unearthed, all combining to make us the phenomenal doctors that we are today. All the things we learned about ourselves through this process are just as much our physician's tools as is the stethoscope, tools that we will carry with us throughout our careers as physicians. Although we no longer have a physical medical bag, we have this metaphorical one, which we have been filling since the day we realized our dream of becoming a doctor. We have filled it with the courage from overcoming hurdles, the confidence gained from accomplishments, the new skills and abilities we have mastered, and more. Most importantly, it contains our support system. We could not have reached this point without the love, patience, and encouragement of the many people in our lives, our families, friends, mentors, and teachers. As you all celebrate and reminisce on this joyous day today, I ask you all to see who's in your medical bag. Reach out to them. Hug them, thank them, because you could not have done it without them. But most importantly, thank yourself. Be proud of yourself. You have accomplished a feat not easily done. You're about to embark on another chapter of this journey. It's exciting, slightly nerve-wracking, but you are ready. With a growing support system behind you, the prospect of learning new things, and the job you have worked so hard to get. I wish we could all be here in person and sway together to De Colores one last time. But since we can't, I will leave you with an alternate rendition of the song by Fort Minor. It's 10% sketchy, 20% pathoma, 15% concentrated power of will. It's 5% sleep and 50% you will and pain, and 100% reason to remember your name, which now has a DO at the end of it. Congratulations, class of 2021. We're doctors. Thank you.
Thank you for that moving speech, Anita. To the class of 2021, the time you have been eagerly anticipating for 4 years is now here. It is time to become doctors of osteopathic medicine. President Hummer, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I am pleased to present the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine. President Hummer, please come forward to confer the degrees.
Today, I have the honor and privilege of presenting to you the candidates who have satisfied the requirements for Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine, I confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine as recommended by the faculty of our medical school. In accordance with usual custom, you as individuals are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to this degree here and elsewhere. Congratulations, doctors. At this time, we would like to take a moment to recognize our college's honor societies and their members who are part of our graduating class. Our graduates will now be individually recognized by Executive Director of Student Affairs, Vanessa Richardson.
I have had the pleasure to work with the class of 2021 from the admissions process right up to this moment. I have seen you all mature into talented, driven, committed future physicians. I now have the immense honor of introducing our class of 2021. Congratulations, everyone. Dr. Osama Abad, Dr. Hamza Ahmed, Dr. Rochelle Dawn Tagle Almario, Dr. Rodrigo Alvarez Villar, Dr. Hirul Budresh Amin, Dr. Ashley Amparan, Dr. Saswatha Honoretti, Dr. Sean Antonio, Dr. Katya Maria Anuth, Dr. Michael James Arias, Dr. Anthony Awad, Dr. Christian Banowis, Dr. Savitha Sai Sri Buragada, Dr. Zane Nathaniel Bartlett, Dr. Matthew Grant Baska, Dr. Samantha Bulani Baxter, Dr. Matthew Bell, Dr. Cody Brandon Beltran, Dr. Steve Barucos, Dr. Angela Marie Blanco, Dr. Brooke Brown, Dr. Amanda Chavarria, Dr. Jack Chen, Dr. Chase Cho, Dr. Zachary Kaufman, Dr. Hannah Courtney, Dr. Waldo Cuellar, Dr. Hannah Cummins, Dr. Abigail Lauren Darnell, Dr. Michelle Alexandria Davis, Dr. Monique Gabriella Davis, Dr. Alexander Dresden, Dr. Brigham Dunn, Dr. Muhammad Farhan, Dr. David Fucanari, Dr. Dylan Gallegos, Dr. Corey Lynn Gallivan. Dr. Erica Jeanette Garza. Dr. Dominique Anna Giordano. Dr. Wesley William Goodrich. Dr. Haley Elizabeth Gorman. Dr. Akil Govin. Dr. Cameron Grasant. Dr. Jesus Guzman. Dr. Adam Haley. Dr. Josh Hall. Dr. Christopher John Hanachek. Dr. Syed Haque. Dr. Sarjil Hassan. Dr. Dana Hong. Dr. Georgia Louise Howe. Dr. Timmy Hutchinson. Dr. Giselle Irio. Dr. Amanda Christine Jackson Morgan. Dr. Rachel Jalfan. Dr. Aiza Jamil. Dr. Adam Jenkins. Dr. Judy Jin. Dr. Eli Johnson. Dr. Caitlin Jones. Dr. Kevin Joseph. Dr. Esha Kataria. Dr. Abdel Karim Khatib. Dr. Ryan Kim. Dr. Weston Kloster. Dr. Carl Lucas Kessler Stryker. Dr. Nicholas Cohn. Dr. Michael Lambing. Dr. Jesselyn Lance. Dr. William Lay. Dr. Matthew Robert Lewis. Dr. Brian Liu. Dr. Jordan Long. Dr. Mariah Maestas. Dr. Mohammed Mustafa Makaya. Dr. Catherine Anel Monceau. Dr. Noman Mansour. Dr. Mason Marshall. Dr. Bianca Martinez. Dr. Megan Ambior Martinez. Dr. Laren McMartin. Dr. Amsi Medina. Dr. Trevor Merrill. Dr. Trevor Miller. Dr. Joseph Moss. Dr. Walid Mugahabel. Dr. Lauren Sarah Munoz Tremblay. Dr. Elaine Kana Murad. Dr. Dylan Murray. Dr. Melody Ava Nominee. Dr. Amir Nassef. Dr. Tammy Tam Nak Nguyen. Dr. Stephanie Nguyen. Dr. Lauren Nilo. Dr. Holly Renee Numador. Dr. Julie Georgina Obregon Laura. Dr. Carly Shea Ogle. Dr. Temi Angulier. Dr. Adriana Padilla. Dr. Alexandria Palacios. Dr. Aaron Pang. Dr. Nicole Lorraine Perea. Dr. Om Pathak. Dr. Brenda Nalita Pelayo. Dr. Michael Lauren Phillips. Dr. Nancy Dawn Fu. Dr. Andrew Fung. Dr. Roshan Pillai. Dr. Sydney Noelani Powell. Dr. Victoria Lynn Ligon Ramos, Dr. Michelle Reyes, Dr. Fadi Rizik, Dr. Jordana Mishan Sandy, Dr. Melissa Ralph Say, Dr. Haley Rose Scanlon, Dr. Alexander Shell, Dr. Nita Sangagi, Dr. Sidra Rehan Shah, Dr. Anita Srivastava, Dr. Aditi Singh, Dr. Christian Smith, Dr. Rami Rebecca Sukup, Dr. Tara Spinuzzi Sloat, Dr. Joel David Sternholm, Dr. Daniel Benjamin Solitzer, Dr. Carla Teyes, Dr. Sarvan Tersakian, Dr. Praneeth Thadi, Dr. Roy Thomas, Dr. Kirk Shaw Thorpe, Dr. Michelle Lauren Tierney, Dr. Chow Tran, Dr. Yulia Tsibri, Dr. Tyler Toomey, Dr. Kelly Tung, Dr. Yassine Udine, Dr. Christian Elise Valdez, Dr. Roberto Valentino, Dr. Jamie Elizabeth Wagner, Dr. Scott Wallace, Dr. Robert White, Dr. Tyler Wilson, Dr. Matthew Hay Wu, Dr. Kevin Yeager, Dr. Mackin Erun Duffy, Dr. Jennifer Urick.
I now present the class of 2021. To the class and fellow physicians in the audience, will you please rise wherever you are tuning in from to recite the osteopathic oath together. I do hereby affirm my loyalty to the profession I am about to enter. I will be mindful always of my great responsibility to preserve the health and the life of my patients, to retain their confidence and respect both as a physician and a friend who will guard their secrets with scrupulous honor and fidelity, to perform faithfully my professional duties, to employ only those recognized methods of treatment consistent with good judgment and with my skill and ability, keeping in mind always nature's laws and the body's inherent capacity for recovery. I will be ever vigilant in aiding in the general welfare of the community, sustaining its laws and institutions, not engaging in those practices which will in any way bring shame or discredit upon myself or my profession. I will give no drugs for deadly purposes to any person, though it be asked of me. I will endeavor to work in accord with my colleagues in a spirit of progressive cooperation and never by word or by act cast imputations upon them or their rightful practices. I will look with respect and esteem upon all those who have taught me my art. To my college, I will be loyal and strive always for its best interests and for the interests of the students who will come after me. I will be ever alert to further the application of basic biologic truths to the healing arts and to develop the principles of osteopathy which were first enunciated by Andrew Taylor Still. You may be seated.
As the Class of 2021 commencement ceremony comes to a close, I would like to thank our keynote speaker, Dr. Scrace, and our new dean, Dr. Pratt, for his strong leadership. I would also like to thank every faculty and staff member who assisted in preparing our virtual commencement. Trust me, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to make a ceremony like this a success. To the class of 2021, today is the first day of a new chapter in each of your lives. Today is the first day as graduates of medical school and your first day as osteopathic physicians. We are proud to welcome you as alumni of the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. We look forward to seeing you continue to prosper in your careers. Your future successes, both professional and personal, will always be celebrated by your colleagues here at the college. I want to extend my personal congratulations to each and every one of you. As you move onward from medical school, know that you will always be an important member of our college family. I know that each of you will honor the college and continue to make us proud in everything that you do. As our motto states, para la gente y el futuro, graduates, we know that you are for the people, and you are the future of healthcare within our nation. May God bless you and your families. Thank you.
Congratulations, class of 2021. What an amazing ride this has been for 4 years, but of course your education will never be over. It's a lifelong time of learning, and I really want to congratulate you. I'm proud of you. You've done well. I want to charge you with the idea as you go out and see patients that your thoughtfulness and your humility is there, and know that you've been honored to be taking care of the patients we've tried to help you prepare for. So good luck, congratulations, and go get them.
To the class of 2021, congratulations. We're so proud of what you have accomplished, and it's been such an honor to have been a part of your life for the past 4 years. We look forward to seeing your careers continue to evolve, and we hope that you'll look back on your time here in New Mexico fondly. Take care of yourself, take care of your patients, take care of your family, and please continue to stay in touch with us here at Burrell. Best of luck.
On behalf of the faculty of the Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine, congratulations to the class of 2021. We're really proud of you, and we look forward to what you're going to accomplish in the future. Thanks for being part of our story.
I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to make a small contribution to your medical education. You are ready to enter residency training, and I want to wish you, class of 2021, the very best in your journey. Please keep in touch.
Congratulations. As faculty who have shared in your successes in helping you and you helping us level up time and again during the last 4 years, we're proud of you and honored to be a part of your celebrations today. We look forward to watching how you level up in the future and send you off with all the best wishes for future success. Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2021. While this past year has been unusual and difficult to say the least, the flexibility, adaptability, and resiliency that you've learned during that time will serve you and your patients well throughout your careers. I'm thankful to have gotten to be a part of your education journey, and I look forward to watching you grow and seeing all of the goodness that you put into patients everywhere. Congratulations, we're very proud of you.
Hello class, it's good to be talking to you guys again. I've missed you, of course, during the virtual sessions that have been going on for this past year. But I'm sure you've all been studying hard in your rotations. I want to congratulate you on finishing those rotations. I also want to thank you for being in my class when you were back at the school. It was enjoyable. Again, I miss all of you, and I want to say that it would be nice if our paths cross again in the future. I want to say God bless you and continue on with your profession and be a good example and achieve excellence. Thanks. Good to see you all again.
Good day. On behalf of myself and the other folks in the OMM department, I want to wish the class of 2021 our biggest congratulations to you and our best wishes for a successful career.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. We are so proud of all your accomplishments. Take today and celebrate with your family and friends. Congratulations and best of luck on your future.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I am so excited for you guys. You were the very first class I ever worked with when I started at Burrell College of Osteopathic Medicine. And so to watch you guys over the past 4.5 years since I worked with you during your application process has been really amazing. I've been so inspired and awed by you guys a number of times throughout the years. And so I'm just really excited for you all. Congratulations.
So congratulations on achieving this fantastic accomplishment, and thank you for the efforts that you put out while you were a student here. We wish you the very best as you move forward with your careers, and go ahead and make Burrell proud and do the best you can for yourself.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I wish you the very best on this new adventure. It's your big day. You've earned this. I will miss you. Big hugs.
Congratulations, class of 2021. We're proud of all your accomplishments and look forward to see what the future holds for each and every one of you. Stay in touch and take care.
Congratulations to all our graduates. I really want you to know how proud and happy I am for you. Now go out there and do great things.
Before I begin, please forgive me as I am reading this. As most of you know, I'm more eloquent in my writing than I am in my speaking. On behalf of IT, congratulations on your amazing achievement. On a personal note, while I don't envy your journey, I do envy what it took to complete this journey and where it has taken you. Now that you have all become doctors, I expect greatness from all of you. When I say greatness, don't base that on goal-based achievement. The universe isn't interested in your achievements, just your heart. When you choose to act out of kindness, compassion, and love, you show true greatness. Congratulations again, class of 21.
Congratulations, class of 2021.
2021 წლის კურსდამთავრებულებო, გილოცავთ.
Дорогие студенты классов 2021, мы вас поздравляем.
Felicidades, Generación 2021.
From the Office of Clinical Education, congratulations on your accomplishments. Good luck!
Hello, class of 2021. Congratulations from all of us in the Division of Clinical Medicine. We've really enjoyed seeing your growth over the last couple of years, to the point where you started off a little bit timid to get into clinical work so early, to when you're about to be launched over into rotations, where you guys said, hey, just wind me up. We've seen so many patients, we're ready to go. And then at this point now, where you guys, it's becoming second nature to you. All of us are really proud of you, and we hope sincerely that you have a wonderful future and you represent BCOM with pride.
Hey graduates, I just wanted to take this time to personally give a heartfelt congratulations, 2 thumbs up. Very proud of what all you have done from the time that you arrived till now. It's amazing, especially this past year, to see what you've been able to accomplish. Just wish you all the best, Godspeed, and keep a positive mindset. I know each and every one of you are going to do great things in your life. Thank you.